Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Today I thought I'd have a go at the November monthly layout challenge. Now if you're a member of Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours, you'll know that each month Phil does a monthly layout challenge where he designs a layout on a particular shaped card, and anyone that wants to has a go at doing it, posts it in the Facebook group, and somebody has a chance of winning some lovely goodies, some Sentimentally Yours goodies. So I thought this month I'd have a go at that. I obviously can't enter the competition, but that's not the point. It's still fun to do. And this month is a beautiful DL card layout. And what Phil does is he writes down what he thinks would be nice for you to include in it. But he's flexible and he does give you different options, so you don't have to stick to it completely. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have a go at today. And I've gone with pink and white because why not? I like pink and white. And I'm using, obviously, a DL shaped card, but I'm using the Sentimentally Yours premium cardstock, the Candy Pink. And this is a beautiful pink card. And just pop this down. So I've already gone ahead and cut this layer out. And I'm just going to stick that down with some foam tape. I'm going to stick with 1mm foam tape on the back, and you can glue it down flat if you want to. It makes it easier to post, obviously, but I'm going to use the foam tape to give it some height. It's a horrible morning here, pouring rain. It's Storm Claudia or something that's come in from Spain. So it's really dark as well, which is actually quite awful for a Friday morning. So what a better way than to spend it in your craft room, playing and creating something wonderful. So I'm just going to stick that down on there like so. And what I usually do is I usually go in, if I'm doing inches, I usually go in 1/4 of an inch, or if it's centimetres, it's usually 1/2 centimetre. But sometimes I just eyeball it. I don't always measure with the ruler. So whatever you want to do, as easy for you is fine. And then I've done the same and gone in smaller with some premium white cardstock to make the next layer. And then I've gone ahead and cut out the 3 apertures. And what I've used to cut those are these. So we've got the debossed double stitched circles. And I've used, if we're going from the inside out, I've used the 1, 2, 3, 4th one to cut the aperture. And what's beautiful about these is, I don't know if you can see, but each one has 2 stitched sections with the cut line in between. So what that means is when you cut them out, you also get a stitched line around the outside, as well as a stitched line around your die cut. And that's perfect. That's really good. So that's to go there. And then what I thought would be nice is if we put a texture layer under here with one of the texture dies. And I've gone for the ornate circles. And I've cut out 2 of these, and then I've just cut them basically to shape. So obviously one isn't long enough to do this whole aperture, so I'm going to be adding another little bit on the end as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to keep this flat to this card, so just some glue is what I need. So let me just see. I think I might just go around here. Actually, let's use my other glue. Might go around here for quickness. It might be quicker than trying to glue each bit of the actual die cut shape itself, but we'll see. If I have to add some more glue, I will. I've still got a rotten cold. I think it might be turning into a chest infection because the cough is awful, but hey ho. Doing my crafting keeps me going. So I'm going to put this down here, like so. And then this one, now I want to line this up so it looks like it's together. So I think like that. No, maybe like that be better. That way. And then just pop it down with your hand. Use my wet wipe to get the glue off my fingers. And then, how does that look? That looks quite nice, doesn't it? And then I'm going to put a bit of foam tape on the back of this to lift that up a little bit. And again, I think we'll stick with the 1mm. But I'm going to have to cut. I haven't got a roll of 1mm. Sorry, a small one. So I'm going to have to cut out bits. So bear with me while I do that. Because the width of my 1mm foam tape is actually quite wide. It's too wide to go around here. You could use glue gel if you want to. I'm just going to use this and go all around the edge. I think this rain is set to stay for the whole day. Somebody said into the weekend, which isn't great, is it? But we are November, so what do we expect? I've been cracking on with my Christmas cards, but I thought today I'd take a break and do something a bit more exciting with this layout challenge. Do a couple of thinner bits to go up here. Another bit down there. Another bit there. Oh, that's a bit too big. Let's cut that. And a thin piece fit in there. And I'm also going to try and do a thin piece for in between here to lift these bits up. I can hear the rain bouncing on the window. Right, just take the backing tape off of these. Pop them in my bin. Now you don't have to use the texture dies. In that layout that Phil has given, he said that you could do an embossing background with an embossing folder. And that would be really nice too. But I just thought it'd be nice, something different, to do the texture die instead. And then of course the apertures that you've cut out of here, those circles, you can use those on another project. I'm nearly there. One last piece. Put that off. Get rid of all of that. And then we're good to go. So, let me just turn this around. I can see a little bit of 3D foam sticking out, so get rid of that before I stick it down. That way up, or the other way up? I think they both look good. Probably that way up. Actually, before I do that, I know I've got my foam tape on the back, but I wanted to use this, which is the Scattered Hearts 6x6 stencil. And I just wanted to give this a teeny bit of texture by adding some hearts on. I've just got a smoothie and I've got some spun sugar, distress oxide. Now I'm not going to add any more because I was using this yesterday, so there should be enough on here. And I just want a random bit. I don't want a lot. Move it down, line it up a little bit, and some down here. Just have a look, see what that looks like. Oh, I like that. And because I've got that stuck to my craft mat, it comes off nice and easy. It wasn't ideal. Ideally, you would actually do that before you stick your 3D foam on. But I think I got away with it. I think I did. Don't tell anyone. They'll never know. And look and see, there's just little hearts on there. Just a little touch. Nothing too big. And now you can stick it down. Oh, I'm glad I done that. I'm glad I done that. Let's put a piece of kitchen roll over the top so I don't get ink on my fingers and then transfer it to a part of the card where I don't want it to be. And then what do you think? That looks quite cool, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. So because we've put the texture die, we've glued it flat to the back of the white base, but because we've then added the white base onto foam tape, you can see it has given it a little bit of height. and texture, like that. Okay, so then I'm going to put a sentiment here in the centre, and for that I'm using the Just Saying Rustic from the Heart Sentiments, and I've gone with Sending Birthday Wishes, and I've already got it on my stamping block, and I'm going to use, I could use a spun sugar, but I think that's going to be a little bit too pale. You're not going to see it very much, so I'm going to use Versafine Clair Morning Mist rather than the black. I think the black would be a little bit too stark, too bright, bold next to the pink. So I'm using that one here, and then just press gently and hold it just to let the ink grab onto the cardstock. And then lift it off, and there you go. And you can see the stitched detail around the outside of that circle. Just clean my stamp, and I'll pop that away when I've finished. And so that's going to go in here. I'm going to put this on first before I embellish it with flowers and things. And I think I'm going to use 3D foam again, but this time I'm going to go for the 2mm foam tape to keep it raised a bit higher. The glue gel will give it the same effect if that's what you prefer to use, and you do have the manoeuvrability when you use the glue gel too, but I think I'm going to be okay with the foam tape. And stick that in place in the centre there, like so. Mind your fingers because the ink might still be a little bit wet. There we go. What do you think so far? Looking okay? Right, so then I've cut out some flowers using the Floral Finery Exquisite Petals, and I've gone for, I haven't used this very big one, these two big ones. I've used these ones, so all of these sizes down here, and I've used this, the 4 petal and the 3 petal, just to add a little bit of texture to it. And I've gone ahead and made most of them, but I've just got 1 or 2 that I thought I'd show you what I'd done. And I've just edged the outside of them with a little bit of the spun sugar, just to give them a teeny weeny bit of pinkness, so they're not just plain white. But I haven't used, like I say, I haven't actually added any ink onto this at all from when I was using it yesterday, so there is actually enough ink on this sponge. If you wanted to, if you wanted it a darker pink, like a more visible pink, you could, of course, by all means, go ahead and add some new ink, but I'm fine with what I've got. So just shape your flowers however you want to shape your flowers. I'm just going to do them on the mat today because I've only got a couple. Turn them over, do the centre, and then a little bit of glue in there and in there, And then this one is going to go over the top and then just offset it like so. And the same with this one, offset it. And then I've got some pearls. I've got the rose petal from Sentimentally Yours, 3mm, 5 and 8. And I've used, in these teeny little ones, I've used the 3mm. In this one, I've used the 5. And on the big one, I've used the 8. I don't need that many, I only need 2. So, put a slightly bigger blob of glue in this one because this is going to have the largest pearl in it. Just put my pin back in to keep my glue from drying out. And then with my pickup tool, I'm going to go for the largest one. Just going to push that down like so. Make sure that's in the center. Just pop that over there to dry. And then this one is the 5mm. Again, push that down. Make sure it's in the center. Pop that over there to dry. Pop this back in the pot because otherwise I'll knock them flying everywhere. I've done that loads of times. And then I've got my flowers. So I'm just going to lift these petals up a teeny bit more to give them some more dimension. So they've been sat there drying for a while. You can shape your flowers however you like to shape your flowers. The beauty of these exquisite petals is the detail in them is, as the name says, exquisite. So you don't need to do too much to the flowers at all because they are stunning. And then I've also got a couple of tatty butterflies, and the plain ones I've cut out in pink, and then the fancy ones I've cut out in the white, and I've glued 2 of those together. So I'll just do this last one. Now when you're gluing these together, you want to get rid of the stamens on the back because obviously you don't want the butterfly to have 4 stamens. Are they called stamens? No, they're not, are they? They're antennas. Stamens are what you got on your flowers. But yeah, so get rid of those. And I'm just going to stick that together. So you just want to line it up like so to get them stuck together. I'm just going to hold it up and try and line it up just by feel. It's actually quite warm in here today. Even though it's wet and horrible outside, it does feel quite warm. I'm going to wait until that's dry and then I'll shape my wings so that they look like this one. And then I've got some twiddly bits cut out as well that I've also just put a teeny bit of pink on the top. And then I think I'm good to go. So to stick my flowers down, so we're going to have some here and here. I'll just bring back that layout for you so you can see. I've got some flowers up here, some flowers down here, and then some flowers around. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. It can be your interpretation. This is a guide, okay? So you can do it exactly like that if you want to, or you can do your own interpretation, whichever you prefer. So one of these large ones with glue gel is going to go down here. And then another large one on glue gel is going to go up here. And then the ones that I've only just glued, just bring them back in. And I'm going to put him there, that one there. Okay, and then some smaller ones around it, there. And there. And then smaller one there. Smaller one there. Smaller one here. And another smaller one there. And then I've got these little teeny ones. I've got that one still, and I've got this one that I've just done. If I want to add more of that size, I'm just going to keep those there for now. And then these little bitty ones, I'm putting one here. One here. Ooh, let's do a butterfly. Should we do the butterfly down here? Oh, decisions. We're going here, I think. We're going to go this way with the butterfly. And this is the fun bit, isn't it? Now this has been sat there for a little while. I'm just going to turn those leaves back. They're not leaves, wings. Turn the wings back to give them some shape. I want to separate the white from the pink because I want it to look like there's some flapping wings. You could just stick them down completely flat if you wanted to, but I don't want to. And then that one I'm going to put here. That's how quickly this card is coming together. And then I do have a little bitty one, which I thought I might put up here. I do like a butterfly on a card. I'm gonna keep that one straight like that. And then we've still got some little bitty ones which we can use if we want to, but we don't have to. And some bigger ones. And I've still got some twiddly bits. I don't even know if I want my twiddly bits in there. Do I? That's a hard one. Twiddly bits. Maybe I will put a couple of twiddly bits in Just going to take off the end, pop some glue gel on there, and I'm going to tuck that in there like so. And then this is the one for that goes the opposite direction, because we've got left and right facing. Bit of glue gel up there. I'm going to stick that in there like so. Let's turn that out a tiny bit. Ooh. It's coming together. And then I have these ones, a left and a right, and I have these ones, a left and a right. So I think just take the end off that one. I'm going to pop a bit of glue gel on there, and that's going to go like that. Bit of glue gel off there. And I'm going to stick that one in there like that. And then where am I going to put these? Ooh. You've got two ends you could use at this one. You've got this nice end and you've got that end. So you're sport for choice really with this particular shape. I'm going to stick that under there like so. Doesn't this look pretty? Really nice. I like this. And then just lift that over there a little bit. Oh, what do we think? Does it need anything else? Do I need any more flowers? Should I put another one in there? I might, you know, just one of the little ones. Just pop that in there like so. Just going to move that across a little bit. Make room for him. Don't know why I'm calling the flowers hymns. And then this one, ooh, it's a hard one, but I feel I need to use him. I'm going to pop it under there. To give it some depth. And I quite like that. What do you think? I'm not going to use these two. Don't think it needs those two. I like that you've got something on here, just the white with the beautiful stencil, the heart stencil showing through. I like that, and the heart stencil up here, and I put a bit down here. I think that's enough. I don't think it needs anything else. How quick was that? I say, once you've die cut everything out, it doesn't take long at all to put it together. And it's such a lovely layout. So, if you haven't already had a go at the November monthly challenge in the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook group, then have a go now. Can be a Christmas one, doesn't have to be a birthday one. Can be Christmas. Can be any occasion. And if you don't belong to the Crafting with Will Martin and Sentimentally Yours group, then search it on Facebook. Just answer a couple of questions to join the group. It's a private group. Answer a couple of questions, and once you've answered them, you should be let into the group, and then you too can make something like this and have a go at winning something. So if you like what I've done today, then please like my video. Please subscribe if you haven't already to my YouTube channel, because that really helps me know that you're watching and that you like what I'm doing, so that I can then make some more videos for you. In the meantime, thank you very much. Happy crafting, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.